back to my channel. My name is Montoya. Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a breakdown about how I created my niece's Black Panther inspired prom dress. Now, this is not a full step-by-step tutorial, like I normally do here on my channel, because I'm gonna just be honest. During this whole process, I was so stressed out making this prom dress. The last thing on my mind was recording or doing anything, because I was like, I need to finish, I need to get this done. But along the way, I did manage to, record some behind the scenes footage. And after I was done with the dress, I also recorded, some key things that are necessary to know about how you can recreate this dress, or just even the silhouette if you would like to do that. In this video, I'm going to show you how I modified the pattern, how I did the stitching technique, because all the lines on the dress are stitches that I did on my machine. I'll also show you some up-close video footage of the dress, as well as some behind-the-scenes footage of prom day as my niece was getting ready for the prom. All of the links to the supplies that I used to create this dress can be found in my blog post. So as soon as you're done watching this video, go in the description box, click on the link to the blog post, and you'll find everything that I used to create this dress right in that post. And also you'll see additional pictures of my niece's prom dress. So for once, I was behind the camera. Usually she's taking my pictures. So this time I got to get behind the camera, and I'm, pretty proud of my photography skills. I didn't know I could, pull that off, but, I got a little, I did my thing. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this video. All right, so to create the base of my pattern, I used Butterick B4343, and I used View B, the View B pattern pieces. Now for the pattern pieces, I didn't cut out all of them. I just cut out the front, I cut out the back, and then I cut out the right side front, and I also cut out the right side back. Now what I did for the front and for the back, I actually went ahead and cut them along the center front and the center back lines. And then I went ahead and cut the front out on the fold, and I didn't cut the back out on the fold because I inserted a zipper, but that helped to give me a uniform look, so that both sides were even. And then for the neck part, what I did was I extended the neckline up, and because my boxes are 1.5 inches, I knew I wanted there to be 3 of those boxes, so I made it 4.5 inches long. I added my seam allowance, and then my width, I knew I wanted there to be 2 boxes, so I knew I was cutting this out on the fold, so I made it 2 1/8 inch to account for my seam allowance. And then for the back piece, I added seam allowance for the zipper, and then here the back, it had a little bit more boxes than the front. I believe I did 4 boxes going down in the back. But yeah, that's how I modified the neckline for the front and the back pieces. And also my niece is tall, and so I added, how tall is she? I forget, 5'11" or so. And so her waist to hip measurement, I needed to add some additional space here. So I uniformed that on all of the pieces. And then also to add some extra length to the pattern, I added about 8.5 inches in the middle across all pattern pieces for a uniform look. Alright, so before sewing the stitching lines, what I went ahead and did was marked out my seam allowance all the way around, and then I drew the boxes using my fabric pencil. So my boxes measure 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch. Alright, so I have my machine set to number 4, which is a zigzag stitch on my machine. I have my stitch length set to 0.3, and my width is at 3.5. All right, so I went ahead and switched over to my in foot, and I just, you know, had my stitching lines already drawn out. So right here in between in the presser foot is where I kept the lines to make sure that I was sewing straight. So I used this part of the in foot to help me. And then I just stitched on every line. These are my results for stitching, and so that there wasn't any puckering, I do have interfacing on the back that helps the stitches. What else? Oh, and I also pressed in between. So after doing like all of the straight stitches and before going across, I did go ahead and press out my fabric. Here with Soraya, it is prom day. She is working on her makeup. She's doing her eyes first, and we're gonna do her hair before she puts on her foundation. What palette you working with right now? What's that you doing?
Oh, this is just some Wet n Wild highlight. You know, the bar highlighter, $5.
Alright, so show us the palettes that you used and the colors and things.
Well, on transition, I used Burnt Orange and Real Girl from the Modern Renaissance palette. And then in my crease, I used Cypress Umber. And I also used Parallel from the Prism palette. And then on my lids, I have Pyramid.
Wait. Okay, now do it.
On my lids, I have Pyramid, some MAC Fix Plus on a Morphe brush. So yeah.
And then what'd you say you cut your crease with? What?
Oh, I cut my crease with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer.
Alright, and she being so extra since she got her nails done yesterday. Show them your nails. She gotta do everything. Show them how you just be doing your hair with everything
like this all the time, all of this, all of that. Yep, got to, period.
Alright, and her hair was inspired by Jasmine Brown's tutorial. So the night before, I went ahead and put her hair in 2 braids because she was going for a wavy look for her prom look. So overall, this dress was extremely challenging to create. But I'm proud of myself for following through, committing, and doing this dress because it pushed me out of my comfort zone. I did things that I have never done before, and I feel like all of the things that I have learned over the past 6 years as I've been learning to sew has helped me in this moment. So all of the knowledge that I've gained, all of the mistakes that I've made have led me to be able to create this dress. So I'm so proud because there were so many times I wanted to give up, but I knew that I couldn't because, you know, it was for my niece. This is a dress that she asked me to create, and it's also a sponsor post by Joanne. So I could not just throw it in, you know, the unfinished pile of, you know, unfinished projects and be like, "Woo, yeah, I can't finish that." Nope, I had to finish. And I'm very proud of myself that I did. So now I feel like I could do anything. Like, you can't tell me nothing after I made this dress. I
can do anything. Any project that I want to do, I can do after creating this dress. That is how empowered I feel about taking on this challenge. So I just encourage you all, the different sewing challenges that you encounter, keep going, because they truly do push you to do great and be great and just, acquire new sewing skills.